With millions of dollars flowing into the carbon market, new entities have begun staking out positions that could help farmers. Among those are such disparate entities as the Walmart Family Foundation and Indigo Ag. Attorney Max Williamson discussed those developments in a presentation at the Mid-South Agricultural and Environmental Law Conference, which was held online again this year.
This is not, the next 3 or 4 slides, it's not an endorsement of any of these groups, but I wanted to let you know sort of what the movers and shakers are that I'm seeing, at least. And again, this is focused on the soil carbon emerging markets. So in any event, I think this is a great example, this slide of how folks are coming together here to try to figure out how the carbon markets work. And what Ecosystems Market Consortium is actually, I think they're a nonprofit, they must be, but because they're funded indirectly through the Farm Bill, through one of the foundations that's set up under the federal Farm Bill programs. And what they're trying to do is bring farmers and the companies that are buying offsets, et cetera, and create essentially a marketplace for folks that are creating agricultural credits and people who want to buy agricultural credits. And I think they're doing a great job of looking at all the various different issues, figuring it out, how you can build a marketplace system like this. And it has a lot of echoes back to that slide that we talked about a few minutes ago, the Chicago Climate Exchange. This is sort of 2.0 version of the CCX, but with all that accumulated experience that we've had over the intervening years. So if I'm giving you the information about this, so if you want to do further research, they have a pretty good website and you can see where they are in their trajectory. Another example, this is an interesting situation in which a number of very disparate folks came together. Now, Walton Family, you may recognize, that's the Walmart Foundation, came together with farm trade associations, Cargill, you all know who Cargill is, and then Quantified Ventures is sort of the data and tech side of that. And what they're doing is setting up, again, another demonstration or pilot project in which encouraging farmers to adopt these best practices or advanced practices, let's say. In this, there's a real strong focus on water as well, on watersheds. They're paying farmers to do this. And what they want to do is demonstrate, I think here is to demonstrate that this actually does work for farmers, and that if we pay them the right amount, we can really get a large uptake across the board of these advanced practices. So there's a number of private companies coming in, and this is a little different than the, let's say, the consortiums. Indigo, folks may have heard about, is actually, they're not unlike an outfit like Cargill. They actually are already selling inputs into the ag system. I think that their flagship product is a nutrient enhanced seed, microbial seed. But they have set up a whole wing or division now called Indigo Carbon, and they're approaching farmers, recruiting them. That they report that they have a very impressive number of acres signed up. Again, it's the same pattern or same model that there's a list of agricultural practices that are thought to help the soil absorb carbon. If the farmer commits to adopting those, there's a payment of $15 a ton. We'll get into a little bit the fine print later, but this is over 10 years, but doesn't entirely vest right away. So that's a way to make sure that the practices are being implemented and continued. And I think a part of their secret sauce for Indigo is they're looking at, it's quite expensive to have to go to every acre that's enrolled in a program and do physical soil tests with a person on site. And what you're looking for is you're going to measure the carbon stock in that soil before the practices, and then the carbon increase after the practices, and that's how the number of carbon credits is calculated that the farmer was able to achieve. And so they're looking at, for example, using satellites to measure. I don't know if it's through infrared. My knowledge peters out when it gets into NASA type science, but there are ways to approach this more with technology, using drones, for example, and then also approach it statistically, so you don't have to send somebody out literally to every acre. And this is what Indigo excels in, is the technology side of things. And so they're approaching farmers, and then they're going to take those carbon credits and sell them to the Microsofts or the Amazons that we talked about before, who are looking for these sustainability type of purchases that go into their annual sustainability report.